Hi everybody, my name is Steve Philp. I am the Director of Soil Scientists Limited. I'm a Chartered Waste and Resources Manager and a member of the British Society of Soil Science. I'm here today to give you a short presentation on BS3882, the British standard for topsoil, and as to whether this standard is helping the UK reuse its naturally occurring topsoil or whether this standard is hindering that. If I could take you back about 10 years when I started with a large environmental consultancy, as part of my job I was typically tasked with going out and testing or sampling topsoils. Quite commonly this would be housing development projects where the natural topsoil had been stripped to make way for the groundworks, and the housing developer or the groundworker would want the topsoil analysed, tested to see if it was suitable for reuse. Quite commonly we would test the topsoil against a range of contaminants, but also against the BS3882 standard. What we were finding is the results of the tests were coming back. As non-compliant quite often, maybe around 50% of the time. Now, on occasions, the housing developer or us as the environmental consultant could look past that. However, on other occasions, it was deemed that the topsoil was unsuitable for reuse. And this was happening quite commonly. And to me, this posed a problem. In these circumstances, manufactured topsoil was being preferred over naturally occurring topsoil, or topsoil from the surrounding areas was being imported onto housing developments in preference to the naturally occurring topsoil. So this, to me, is an issue. I personally believe that standards are there to protect people. In this case, BS3882 is there to protect housing developers, ground workers, environmental consultants, but most importantly, to protect the end user of the soil. However, I also think that we need a standard that not only protects the end user of the soil and protects the chain of people involved in managing the topsoil, but also promotes or helps us as a nation, us as environmental consultants, or ground workers or housing developers to reuse naturally occurring topsoil. I personally believe that we need a standard that puts preference on naturally occurring topsoil over manufactured topsoil or over importing topsoil onto the site. And this is kind of where I want to put the question out to everybody, to the community, is how do we best do that? How do we reuse natural topsoil the best? How do we promote it? And how do we incorporate that into a British standard? As a side note, a colleague of mine posted on LinkedIn recently, where's all our topsoil going? And it's a fair question, with topsoil quite commonly being in excess on housing developments or developments in general, with topsoil being difficult to comply with BS3882, with topsoil hard to get into a landfill, particularly inert, due to the nature of the material. Where's the topsoil going? Now, I commonly go out on developments and I see what's happening with topsoil, and I may be able to give an answer to that, but I'll be interested to see what the community at large thinks is happening to all of our excess topsoil. So I will leave my presentation there. Thank you for watching. Cheers.